Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new series, Final Fantasy 13. We're going to be starting on normal mode and this is going to be another 100% playthrough. So I will chat to you guys after this intro cutscene, which is going to be stunning.
The 13 days after we awoke were the beginning of the end.
You serious?
Be quiet.
Best of luck. She did it! Hands high! Freeze! You alright? I'm not a sea. So far, so good. They all want to fight.
Good for them. Give me that.
What the?
So that was a lot. A lot's happened, but an awful lot of what's levied against this game is a huge change to the combat system, as well as a sort of hands-off to the storytelling. Insofar as it's such a cold open, you can feel like we don't know half of what is being said or what's going on until a good way into the game. But we see that these civilians are being, trained off somewhere, and it is very much, it would seem the government or the soldiers are out to, ensure that everyone on this train dies. But for now, we have an active time battle system, so the bar charges, so there are segments to each bar. There is an auto battle, or you can select abilities to basically cue what sort of actions are the characters going to take. So with auto battle, it has put 2 attack actions in, and an attack action takes 1 ATB segment. And we just hit confirm to select the target that we want to attack. Now we're currently in a boss battle, so it is just the one enemy to attack. And so as well as that, there are 2 party members, Lightning and Sazh, and we only control Lightning, so Sazh will do his own thing. And we completely whiff and get our attacks interrupted because they are live, happening in real time. And so if we run into an attack, we will get stunned and interrupted. But we're also able to execute our attacks early if we, like, press, you know, I was going to say triangle, but we are able to interrupt our segments when there's only one build to just more quickly execute an attack. But Sazh and Lightning are both on this train that is being shipped out of wherever they are. Sazh is very much the comic relief and kind of the smart talker to the more stoic and serious Lightning. So they're a nice little combo together. And of course, Sazh has his little chocobo chick for just the adorable factor. There it is. It doesn't have a name, so it's just called Chocobo Chick. But given the kind of nature of the kind of complaints around, oh, all the information's in the data log, there is a lot of information, and I'm going to kind of be talking through the who, the what, the when, and the where. To keep us all up to speed, at least for the opening sections, just with a lot of the new terminologies and stuff. But the game, I feel, gets unfairly criticized. You know, it's just new terminology that we just have to learn, and it's more deeply explained in the dialogue, but like, by about an hour in, it's pretty, you know, easy enough to follow, I think. But where we currently are in the game is called the Hanging Edge, and the people on these trains are being purged. That is, they are being sent away from their homeland, which is Cocoon, to go to Pulse, a place outside of this protective area. I will overlay on screen what Cocoon is, what the Purge is, and all these different things, but basically the government are, you know, getting rid of people by sending them away on a train, and it seems that, you know, they're just actually wanting to just, you know, make sure they die on this train journey rather than actually exile them out of the city. And for whatever reason, the Stoic Lightning is just on a mission to, you know, not be purged. But she must have come to this place for a reason. So she did work for the government, and now she's going against the government, going against this purge.
What are you doing trying to stop the purge?
So
Why don't you tell me that?
yeah,
I was a soldier.
let's just get the data logs up, shall we?
Hey, where do you think you're going? Man. Chocobo, we just can't catch a break, can we? Yeah, that's a good question. Oh well. I better follow her. I'm getting too old for this.
So where we are currently is Cocoon, and Cocoon, from her lofty seat, the world of Cocoon, has long enjoyed tranquility. The interior of her spherical shell supports several sprawling cities and a population numbering in the tens of millions. Although a variety of dangerous beasts prowl the wilds, advanced technology and the protection of the world's Fal-Cie keepers ensure the residents a peaceful and prosperous existence. Traveling to the lower world of Pulse is forbidden, but even these deep-seated cultural fears of the place, Cocoon citizens would not even think to venture beyond the paradise that they know. So they're currently in a paradise called Cocoon, and these people are currently being purged. To the millions of people who call Cocoon home, the lower world of Pulse represents a constant source of fear. Suspected association with Pulse means stigmatization as an enemy of the state and all of mankind, even for the born and raised citizens of Cocoon. The recent discovery of a Fal-Cie from Pulse near the city of Bowden caused widespread civil unrest, and after placing the city's entire population under quarantine due to the possibility of contamination, the Sanctum then announced the intent to forcibly relocate those affected to Pulse in an emergency measure dubbed by the authorities as the Purge. So we have more information here regarding Pulse. So resting in Cocoon's shadow, the sprawling, enigmatic lower world of Pulse is home to a multitude of terrors. The land is commonly believed to be inhospitable to human life, and a strict ban on interworld travel forbids the citizens of Cocoon from venturing there to challenge this hypothesis. Not even the members of the Sanctum's upper echelon can claim to have ever seen the surface with their own eyes, but the attempted invasion by the world's savage armies several centuries ago is well documented. Widespread fear of a repeated assault persists among the populace even today, with colloquial references also likening the world to a manner of living hell on Earth. So in the opening cutscene, Sazh mentioned, "I'm not a Lassie," and in the data logs it mentions a Pulse Fal-Cie. So a Pulse Fal-Cie, or specifically Fal-Cie in general, are an existence beyond human comprehension, and these beings are possessors of incredible magic. The ones responsible for Cocoon's construction are the protectors of humanity, while others of their kind on Pulse, the Fal-Cie that dwell on Pulse, name themselves the enemies of Cocoon. Humans who encounter a Pulse Fal-Cie are cursed, being turned into their Lassie and ordered to destroy Cocoon. It is for this reason that most ordinary citizens supported the Purge, thinking that anyone who may have come in contact with this Pulse Fal-Cie and represents a dire threat. A Pulse Lassie are that the beings known as the Fal-Cie possess the power to enthrall unwilling human instruments and compelling the victims to serve their will. These individuals are known as Lassie. They are marked with an indelible brand. They gain the gift of magic, but also gain a burden of completing a task known as a focus for their Fal-Cie masters. Pulse Lassie are tools of the Fal-Cie from the world below, and are considered dangerous enemies of Cocoon society, as there exists no means of removing a Lassie brand, and the curse thereby imposed. Pulse Lassie are hunted relentlessly. So they are like given this brand and given these powers to destroy Cocoon, and since there's no way to like cure a Lassie, they're just seen as enemies and have to be killed. And since these people, all the people on the train, were around the Pulse Fal-Cie, they're basically so terrified that any of them could become a Lassie that they're just going to ship them all off on the train and kill them all before they even get to Pulse, so there's no chance of them raising an army down on Pulse and then threatening to attack the world above in Cocoon. Now he also mentioned the name Sanctum. So the Sanctum is Cocoon's central government. The Sanctum holds supreme executive, legislative and judicial powers. It also maintains directive control over the military. And despite the fact that Cocoon was built by the Fal-Cie and not by humans, the Fal-Cie opt to participate only superficially in governmental affairs, leaving Cocoon's administration to the discretion of the human sanctum and its primarch, Gallant Dicely, who we will probably hear from a bit later on. But like, all of this is like in the thing for a little bit of a read, and like it does kind of contextualize an awful lot of what we're going to be hearing in this episode and other episodes into the future. But jumping back to the gameplay, at the moment our characters can only attack, or for lightning can only do like a AoE attack. And in these treasure chests we can find like accessories and things like that. So, you know, there's no reason to not, when you see a little treasure chest, just go and open it. It's going to be useful. And especially for trophies and achievements later on, like we're going to need to find as many treasure chests as possible. And so while Lightning was a soldier, I can just kind of say this kind of off the cuff, she was part of the Guardian Corps, which should be like the peacekeeping, you know, day-to-day armed forces, I suppose. Whereas SciComm, the people we're fighting against, these are literally like the armed militia, you know?
Rebels.
Yeah. Lightning, it doesn't really work if you like scream preemptive strike. Oh, but you can get preemptive strikes if you do like sneak up on the enemies. And this is basically saying, listen, like you can use the item command, and potions can heal a large amount of HP to all of your allies in combat, you know? So just press item and they can use it there. And for the most part, it also warns you about the fact that if your party leader dies, you know, there's no way for your allies to heal you. It's just going to be a game over if your party leader, in this case Lightning, dies. Because your AI party members have no access to the item command. So Sazh, for example, can't just throw a phoenix down if you are, you know, running low or whatever. And it makes, you know, a little bit of sense. I mean, I've played Kingdom Hearts where there's AI companions, and like when you give them, like, but they can't use items from the stock, you know, it's only what you give them. But like I can imagine if you were like running a little low on HP and then Sazh was throwing potions every 2 seconds, you know, it wouldn't be the best. But yeah, people just dying
There's no time.
by the thousands.
What do you suggest we do?
Quiet.
And Lightning is just on a mission. She's literally ready to just abandon Sazh at a moment's notice. And Sazh is not having this. Sazh is like, girl, I will not survive by myself. So while she has this anti-gravity suit, so yeah, in all that kerfuffle, we've ended up breaking Lightning's tech, and like she's so annoyed, but like rightfully so. It's like, but at the same time, like Sazh just has to look out for himself. Like he will not survive this purge on his own.
Looks that way.
So that is not exactly the vibe we want. But yeah, this part of the game is, you know, realistically I should and could be just skipping all these encounters, but it's just a nice way to like talk to you guys.
Hey, this way. Come on.
But yeah, when we're surrounded and we have lots of different enemies, like Blitz is the way to go. It's just able to do more damage than a single, like 2 single attacks, and we're kind of thinning the ranks a little bit. And now we're able to just chip away at the bad guys, throw up a potion, get rid of that guy, and do another blitz, and we'll basically be pretty much finished. But I hope you guys get to enjoy the series. Like, I really enjoy this game, even though it's kind of the black sheep of the Final Fantasy community. I find its like themes, like the whole idea of like these greater beings, these beings beyond, you know, human comprehension. Just being able to subjugate people against their will, and like the whole idea that like the people of Cocoon kind of extra-sighted themselves out of, you know, the natural world of Pulse and kind of elevated themselves out into this artificial world to be completely minded and protected by these, you know, demigod beings. You know, it can kind of nearly have a parallel to like our world, where like we've kind of become so insulated with technology and like with, you know, artificial things, that we kind of lose touch on the natural world and what that all means. So we get to use this little elevator, and we're pretty much going to be finished with this little section of the chapter. We kind of jump around because we do have six characters, but like 6 isn't coming for a very long time. We kind of have these 5 main characters.
This is not our lucky day.
D4Ts, are we? Weapons.
And like, this again just shows like Lightning is totally like over this bullshit. She's literally like, yeah, he just wants to like kill us without us like, you know, fighting with him. Whereas Sazh, you know, might have been like, oh well, if we just cooperate, we won't like die. But it's like, no, we're beyond this now. But it's explaining the really amazing, like, fast-paced live-action part of this game, which is the stagger bar. So your attacks fill up the Psychon Marauder stagger bar, and if we're able to attack loads, we basically stagger him. And the higher the chain gauge is, the more damage the guy takes. And again, so long as we kind of keep focused on him, we're able to stun him, kind of, you know, I hate to use the word stagger when like stagger is the, you know what I mean? Like we get to kind of, you know, stun him or like interrupt him, you kind of like knock him a bit sideways so he isn't able to as easily attack. And then once he's taken out, you know, that's one of the ways that this game really builds up the kind of high-paced action, because you're wanting to stagger enemies as quickly as possible, potentially staggering multiple enemies at the same time if possible. So the stagger mechanic is going to be really where we're going to be like doing our most damage, getting the most, you know, the most possibility for 5-star encounters.
So, soldier.
So yeah, why is she here?
What's your angle? What? Classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you? You think I'm gonna go out there and just tell everybody your secrets?
Fal-Cie.
So she's after the Fal-Cie
My
from
angle.
Pulse.
I'm after the Fal-Cie.
Why, we don't quite know yet, but we've seen from the data logs that anyone Cocoon would rather die than go anywhere near Pulse or the Fal-Cie. So Lightning's kind of expecting, oh, Sazh might chicken out now and just not want to continue with her. But now Sazh is kind of saying, well no, like I'm along for the ride now. We're here for the long haul, you know? But it's just coming up to about 25 minutes or 24 minutes or so. But here we have the Primarch Daisley. So yeah, they're like labeling this as like a relocation for the like safety of the people, and it's like no, they're literally being moved away from prying eyes so they could just be executed by the government. Yeah, choosing. You see all the, yeah. So here we have Snow, and we're going to pick up with the adventure next time, following him and his adventure.
Sorry. I didn't mean to.
So, hope you guys
people need
enjoy, and I'll
heroes.
chat to you next time. Bye!
Here. You keep your cool, and they will too. You got it?
Got it.
What's our motto?
The army's no match for Nora.
Attaboy.